This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna record a podcast. And you're gonna like
2, 3.
Ooh.
Hi everyone, I'm Amanda,
And I'm RJ.
and the kids are elsewhere,
They are in the living room.
but that's still not here. Like
They're not in the room with us.
right here.
But
Yes.
they're in the living room. Yeah. You would think I don't love my children.
I know, right?
Like you would think that I can't stand my
No.
kids. When in actuality, I love my children. I know. Look at you. Somebody got a pop mic.
Pop filter.
Very nice.
And we have another mic over there too that is catching his.
Yeah, that's for
lovely
all
voice.
the text messages I got
Even
about
though-
our audio quality. I hear them.
You got text messages about our
Of course I did.
audio. Who's been fucking texting you?
We protect the innocent. However, I heard you.
Who?
We're parents of 3 kids.
Who?
Audio quality still building because we're doing what we love to do.
Who?
Just people.
Who?
Who?
Bring yours closer to you though, so that you're not picking up so much on mine.
Oh.
Who? So who's been
I told you
You've
I'm
been
not
talking shit about our
I'm not
audio.
dropping names.
who's been talking shit about our audio quality?
I'm not mentioning names. But it's alright, because we're getting resolved. We were just talking about this 2 seconds before we started recording. It's amazing how frustrated you get by doing something that you have no idea what to do, but how rewarding it is when you figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're just starting doing, as you guys know, we just started doing this, and to be in a place where I've never thought this was a passion that I had until we started doing it, and now I want to know all the things.
Right.
Oh no, all the things. Like I'm looking into analytics, I'm looking into audio quality and what video quality looks like, and just everything, trying to get this, up and moving, and it's just becoming slowly but surely something that I'm really just passionate about. Just absolutely passionate about. To the point where it's obsessive. I look at analytics way too much and try and figuring out the business of this because it's just, I want to know. Like it's not about making us profitable, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, I want us to be profitable.
Please.
By the way, support the Patreon.
Yes. Patreon. We have
Link.
thoughts.
Yep. Links in the
Links
bio. Side note, I don't think we've ever really broken this down. We have 3 different shows, or we're going to have 3 different shows
At least.
at least on our channel. Our first show was We Have Some Thoughts, which with our brother Christopher. Those are the first episodes that you'll see on YouTube, and they'll be coming shortly to the Facebook page. I think we only have 1 up, but I'm going to upload the older videos too. And then we have The Kids Are Gone, which is the Amanda Show starring RJ, as you guys have already said in the comments.
It's not true. We are co-hosts and equally awesome.
She is incredible.
He's awesome, right now.
And I am on the run.
He's the one that comes up with all the topics. I just sit here and spout shit.
That's because you're the talent. My job is just basically trying to make sure that you look good. That's all I'm here for. And then starting in October, super excited. We are going to have a show called Come As You Are. Very excited about that. I already have some guests lined up for it. That's going to be, you guys don't have to see my ugly face, but the guests are going to be really, really cool. So I'm just going to be diving into a whole bunch of topics, from weight loss and the psychology behind it to being an entrepreneur and what that looks like in today's climate. So, and couldn't be happier. Super excited about that one. But yeah, if you hear the Patreon, I just realized the reason why I brought that up is because we were talking about the Patreon, and the Patreon's called We Have Some Thoughts, and I was like, we talked about why on our show. Why?
Well, I mean, our Facebook pages, We Have Some Thoughts as well.
Yeah. That was that's a flagship show. That's the show, I think, where all 3 of us really do something amazing. Also, too, We Have Some Thoughts Gaming, which is going to be pretty neat. Christopher and Amanda are going to be doing something really cool with Minecraft that you guys are going to get a chance to see.
Not Minecraft now. It's going to be Terraria.
Okay, with Terraria, which is going to be real. Oh, that's even cooler.
Yeah.
That's so cool. And
Once we figure out how to do it.
yeah, and then one of the things that I'm gonna try and do, actually all of us are gonna be a part of it one way or another, is gonna be something kind of unique. I'm thinking about doing how The Sims turns. I trademarked that. You guys can't steal it. I just did that just to make sure because it sounded really cool.
You actually...
I 100% did. Oh, yeah.
You actually went and trademarked as The Sims turns?
I did it because I looked everywhere and it doesn't exist yet. And to me, that is incredible. Like, why that doesn't exist yet is beyond me.
So basically, explain to these people what it is.
So
it is gonna be.
I just it shows you what happens. Thanks, quarantine. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Good looking out. So imagine, if you will, as the world turns with The Sims. All my children with The Sims.
A Sims soap opera. And you guys get to choose.
Yeah, what's going to happen to your favorite Sims? We're going to have polls and ideas just based on what you guys want to happen with The Sims. I'm hoping that people aren't just evil and want me to set Sims on fire, because I'm not going to do that. We're going to try and keep that one as PG as possible, but I am super excited about what that can mean and just the fun that's going to go into that. So stay tuned with that. A lot of that actually is going to be on the Patreon too, because we're actually going to start building the Patreon page where there's going to be some cool stuff that we'll be able to do. I may do a lot of the polls for As The Sims Turns
on Patreon.
Mm-hmm. So that would be kind of neat.
So it'll be our Patreon patrons.
Yep.
That get to actually... You
guys get to help me build the story. So that's going to be really cool. But yeah, just super excited. Creativity is flowing. I am starting to become unafraid of my creativity, even though it's keeping me up some nights. But it's all right.
Some nights.
A lot of nights.
Every night for the past 2 weeks.
It's just, I've never felt this inspired before. So I want to get it all out there and let you guys see it and share in it and see what happens. And it's a pretty cool time to be alive. So very excited. Hope you guys stay with us. Grow the family, as it were. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But so that's... I didn't talk too much after I said this was the Amanda show. So first topic.
Well, before we get to first topic, another little exciting news. Somebody has a birthday this week.
Not exciting.
It is so exciting.
Not exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, by the time you guys see this, it'll probably be uploaded on my birthday. So 35. 35. That's the Grays. And the Reed Richards.
That's the salt.
The Reed Richards is happening in the corner up there. Okay, a little off topic, but isn't it... It's so strange to me to be hitting this. And I know we've talked about this a bunch of times. To be 35 and to finally feel alive, isn't that weird?
Why? Because we've talked about this how many times? Babe,
I know.
How old is Oprah?
I know. And that's what I'm saying. I know we've talked about that a bunch. Like, Oprah,
how old is Morgan Freeman?
Tyler Perry. How old?
Harrison Ford.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware of all that. They all found their niche. I mean, even though they pursued it for earlier parts of their life, they didn't really get to what they had until much later. I understand that too. But it's just, going through it, it feels different.
What are we?
I don't understand.
We're fucking millennials.
Yeah, true.
Like, a lot of people say millennial and they mean like 20s and teens nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what... Millennials are us.
Yeah.
Millennials are adults with... Most of us with children and jobs and mortgages or rent to pay and car payments and way too fucking much money due in student loans.
Mm-hmm.
You know? We are actually the millennials. Millennials... Fucking Morgan Freeman was the age that he was when he made it big. And he grew up in a time where it was easier.
Yeah, that's true.
Just in general. Now, don't get me wrong, some things were harder for him because he was a black man.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
But you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah, no, I
in general, for people, it was easier for them to buy a house. It was easier for them to raise their children on a normal 40-hour work week, you know?
Yeah.
For, like, just anything. They fucked up the economy for us.
Yeah. And always, it's not only just trying to figure out from an economy perspective. For me, it was all about confidence. I've always been able to talk a good game, but I've never really had a swag per se. Like I was always, I could fake it in a crowd. You know, I could have people follow me in a crowd because it's easier to do it in a crowd when less people are on you, and less people really pay attention because they're so concerned with themselves that they don't have time to really look for you. So when all that's stripped away and you're trying to do that on your own, I never got to that place, or at least I hadn't gotten to that place where I was confident in who I was and what I could do. Because I built so much of my life on trying to be of service to others and trying to take care of everybody else, you know, and it's easy to do that because then you don't have to worry about your own flaws. You don't have to worry about what you do wrong or what you could be or how better you could be if you actually just stopped and focused on yourself. So one of the best parts about being with you is that you don't let me do that. You have always been, no, we're going to take care of you. We're going to get you right. Because in turn, we did that for each other. And there's no way on God's green earth, even though this, I like to believe in purpose, and I like to believe that your will and your passion will find you eventually, but there's no way I would have come to grips with it as fast as I have if it weren't for you. Because now you've given me the freedom to pursue this. Like it gave me the opportunity to really dive into, I didn't have the plan for any of this. You know, I mean, like, this originally came from you and Christopher.
Well, remember me and you were talking about it, and
Yeah.
then we were talking to Christopher, and Christopher was like, heck yeah, I'd like to do that too, if it's okay. It's like, why the fuck do you think I brought it up?
But no, to be able to finally find something, like, I'm in love with all of it. The editing, the talent, the marketing. I'm in love with every piece of this. And I'm so thankful. So thankful. Because now I get to spend the rest of my life not only with you, but speaking into existence now, doing what we love to do.
Yes.
Together. And I couldn't be happier about that. So, thank you for the birthday wishes. I greatly appreciate that.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Hey.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Get it. It's your birthday. Get busy. It's your birthday. Get busy. It's your birthday. Sorry, Mama, I stole your birthday song. That's the dance he does to your song.
Hey.
He added that one in.
I just threw that last part. All right. First topic.
The,
All right.
the least pleasant.
Yeah, we're going to get the veggies out of the way early. Just found out about this today. Breonna Taylor's parents and family have settled with the city of Louisville for $12 million. We talked about it a little bit, had a little bit of a mixed feeling about it. Would you like to go first, or would you like me to attack the subject?
You go first.
So, where I struggled with this a little bit was part of me knows this is the right call. Because with that money, as we all know, you can't really make change in this country without having money. I haven't seen it.
Maybe don't say the right call.
Okay. Yeah.
That's subjective.
Yeah, okay. I understand the call. Whether or not it was the right call or not is whatever. I understand the call. Because you can't fully make change in this country yet without money. So with that money, you can fund reforms. You can fund a whole bunch of social initiatives to be able to push and make sure that something like this never happens again. So in that regard, completely understand it.
And even if that's not what they choose to do with the money, that's up to them.
Yeah, it's a family's choice.
Again,
absolutely,
100% their call, their choice, all of that.
Yeah.
Whatever they decide is right for them.
Yeah.
That's just if it were one of our loved ones, that's what we would want to do with the money.
But where I get frustrated and honestly a little angry is that now this starts well, we're done, right? You gave the family money, like there's no reason to prosecute the cops. No,
there's still every fucking reason to prosecute the cops.
Yeah, this is a step. It's an expensive step. That's all it is. Mm-hmm. The cops still need to be brought to justice.
This is just one half.
Yeah.
One half.
The smaller half.
Yeah. One smaller portion of what needed to happen for not only that family, but justice in general.
Yeah. Because I want the family to heal. And if this is part of the healing process, then that's awesome. But this doesn't excuse the police officers at all.
Because think about it. If instead of police officers breaking into her home and killing her, it was just random people.
Mm-hmm. Let's say it was a bad drug deal. Yeah, let's do
bad drug deal.
Yeah.
Where they went into the wrong place or whatever. And they shot her the way that the police did. They would be brought... They would at least get arrested.
Yeah, they would have been arrested by now.
Like, especially if there was such an outcry throughout the nation like it was for her and so many others that have been brutalized and murdered. You bet your damned, asses the killer would have been arrested in a week.
Especially if we knew who the killer was.
Yeah.
We know who the cops were.
None of them have had charges brought against them yet. And how long's it been?
Yeah.
Since this happened. None of them have had charges brought against them yet. And only one of them was fired.
Yeah.
Only the one who actually pulled the trigger was even fired. And they still haven't been arrested.
No. And
Sorry, I know I said use first.
No, it's fine. I knew you were going to do that. I knew that was coming. I had every idea that it was going to happen. But to me, and the idea of a no-knock warrant to me is just absolutely absurd.
It's asinine.
I can't fathom a scenario where it's okay to just break into an American citizen's home unless somebody's lives in danger.
Mm-hmm.
To just break in. I don't understand that. And we can have the argument
to just break in and not have to announce yourself. That gives the cops the right to literally not only break into your house, but sneak into your house.
And the crazy part is that people who are staunch conservatives are like, they fight for this. I never understood that. I never understood, if you're so hard, forgive my language, for liberty and justice, but
He's talking like
for 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 liberty and
Levity,
justice,
sorry.
yeah, for liberty and justice, but yet you can fight for a no-knock warrant. Oh, I get it. It's because it doesn't affect you because you're white.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
Because let's face it, when do you ever hear about a no-knock warrant being issued against a white person?
Unless it's meth.
Unless it's meth.
Meth is a great equalizer.
Yeah.
Just all things are even when it comes to meth.
Meth and death are the great equalizers.
Yep. Meth is like, oh, okay, so you're one of those people. It's so funny because the most white people I see get arrested is because of meth.
Mm-hmm.
Meth is the one that does it.
But even so, you can have a white person hopped up on meth, shouting and waving guns at police, and the police will just scream, "Freeze! Drop the gun! Freeze! Drop the gun!"
What was it? I was watching a video the other day.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be so close to the
on the cesspool that is known as Twitter. And there was this officer who got stabbed by a lady who was on meth, backed out of the house, gave her an opportunity to pick up the knife again before he finally shot her. He gave her two.
How many times did you shoot her?
Once. One time. In the leg. She lived. This is the part that drives me insane.
I don't want to hear no fucking body say, "Well, they're moving, so you can't shoot them in the leg. You're taught to go."
You are
for
taught, but
the trunk. I know you're taught to go for the trunk, but maybe instead of being taught to go for the trunk, maybe police officers should be taught to be fucking marksmen.
Yeah, but the only problem is that we have the shortest training period for any police force on the planet. Everywhere else you go in the world, that's established. Okay, don't start throwing out third world countries at me and be like, they don't have to do. Stop it. Major established countries, you either have to go to a university similar to a college or a training academy for 2 years before you become a police officer.
You know what you have to do in the U.S.?
6 months.
And guess what? Before that, you have to be a prison guard.
Or not even that. You can just go to the police academy.
No, a lot of states, and the only reason I know this is because of Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Wisman, shout out. Love you guys. You're so funny. I love you guys. You're amazing. Jimmy, you rock, okay? And know your whole thing is self-deprecation, but you fucking rock. Anyway, don't know if you're ever going to watch this, but fuck it. I don't care. After George Floyd's murder, they had a whole thing at the end of one of their episodes of Small Town Murder going on about it, and you know how they do so much freaking research for those murders and everything. Most states,
I would say not all states. I've done some. I know it's not all states, but I know most states.
A good number of states, you have to be a prison guard before you can become a police officer. And I'm sorry, but that's just going to make trigger happy police officers if they have to be fucking.
Yeah, it's like, calm down.
If they have to be prison guards first, all they're going to see when they see criminals or what they perceive to be criminals
are the people who they were guarding in prison at first.
Especially if they are guarding a more
like a max security
violent
prison.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
And what are most prisons mostly occupied by?
Black and brown people.
So what are they going to see when they see black and brown people?
Prison. Yeah.
And therefore criminals, and therefore violent.
Like, it's just...
How do you expect them not to overreact? Because they already have a power complex.
That's... I know, but I'm just saying...
It don't even, because that is a Stanford proven fact.
Yeah, but those... Okay, here's where I have an issue with that. And this is where conservatives, I think, always win this stupid fucking argument. When you do generalizations... And again, I'm not saying you, I'm just talking about in general.
Okay, go ahead and then I will rebut.
Yeah, when you do generalizations, because not everything is every particular way. There are some really great police officers out there. There absolutely are. The ones that are garbage, who aren't held accountable by the good ones. This is what makes the argument about police being reformed so important. Because if I could just have the good ones run it and make sure that they kicked out the bad ones, it would be a much better system. But because that doesn't happen, all of it needs to be reformed. But I think where the argument's lost is that when people say all of them are like that, they can point to 3 or 4 situations where it's not the case, and then all of a sudden it gives their argument some weight.
You were going way far past where I was talking.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Like way far past. I wasn't saying all cops are bastards.
I'm sorry. It's what it started like. It felt like that's where you started saying.
I was saying that cops do have a power complex. It is a proven fact that any person who is given authority over another group of people builds a power complex.
Yeah, I remember we were reading that study about that. That makes sense. I get what you're saying. I get that part.
So, cops already have a power complex. The ones that do have to start off as prison guards start off with a power complex plus fear.
I get you. That makes sense.
Which, unfortunately, too many times has caused premature firing of weapons. I couldn't think of another word.
That's okay.
There was a word that was in my head and it just bounced.
It was like
deuces.
No,
I'm gonna go to my sister's.
You know where I'm going, Colin? I'm taking my kids.
Michael, did you hear me? I'm going to my sister's. I'm taking the kids.
And I'm going to my sister's.
Okay?
Oh my god. That's funny. But I'm happy for the family because part of this closure, I'm sure, is helpful. I hope that for people who were on the fence, which I don't know how you could possibly be on the fence for this Breonna Taylor killing, that you as a taxpayer in this city now have to fork out $12 million for the police doing something that they could have avoided. I hope this wakes you up, if for nothing else than to know that police reform is important, so that way you don't have to fork out $12 million in taxpayer dollars. And I hope people realize that this is not the end of it. I hope people understand that this is not where this story ends. It can't be where this story ends.
Yeah.
There's too much civil unrest. There's too much focus on this story for it to end here. Sorry for you. So if you wanted it to end, guess what? It's not. This is not where this cuts. Know what I'm saying?
Totes. Pause.
We'll be right back. And we're back. Next topic.
Next topic.
Aliens. Because there's no better way to segue from a story about Breonna Taylor's murder into something a little bit more light. That was just, I had enough. There was nothing else there, guys. So, found this week, life on Venus?
What?
Okay, can we just stop with the idea that there is no life on other planets? Guys.
In the entire fucking universe?
Like, where did I would love to know who holds on to this idea for so long. Granted, there are people who still believe the Earth's
Your
flat.
daughter doesn't believe that there's life on other planets. But she's 12, almost 13.
Yeah, she's 12 and she lives in a house. Nope.
No.
Nope. Nope. Ow, that's fair. But how selfish and
Self-centered.
and
I mean, we've already established how selfish people are.
and egotistical do humans have to be to think that even if you're a Christian, the way I am, God created all this, all of it, the whole bit, and put all the planets out there just for us to be able to look at them?
It's like Lil Dicky said, why couldn't this have been like a side project for...
And not only that, okay, so let's because I love going after Christians. So this is not going after, but it's just challenging our faith. Let's say God did make us in His image. God made other creatures too. You didn't tell me He can make aliens. And I know the other animals were made in the service of man. That's not accurate either. Do we really need elephants? What do we need elephants for? Giraffes? Do we need them? No. Nope.
Do we need whales?
Is there a reason for an anteater?
Is there a reason for a blobfish?
Mm-mm.
We can't even, like, hold them while they're alive.
Mm-mm.
Like, they can't survive anywhere that humans could go.
So, you're telling me that, and this is the part that kills me, and I'm getting kind of churchy, so bear with me. How dare you limit God? You know what I mean? Like, that to me is that is where the real egotistical nature comes in. Who are we to limit God? To say that because we can't understand it, it can't exist. You know what I mean? That doesn't make any sense.
You know who said that?
Hmm.
The people that thought that the world was flat.
Facts.
You know who else said that? The people that thought that the universe circled around the Earth.
Yeah.
But before they figured out that it was actually a solar-centric system.
You know who else said that? Those same people who said that black people weren't full people. Yeah, that's a thing. That gay people weren't a full person, which they look just like you.
I think I look like a person. Well,
Facts.
I mean, I kind of look like a hut.
Yeah.
But
You just say you look like a hut?
Yeah.
There's only one of us who looks like a hut. That's this guy.
no, because Jabba the Hutt was
Ooh.
paler than you.
On Nokigisu. On Mabuki. See? Huh? I even have on my Jedi hoodie right now. Out here. Huh? Don't you know? I'm gonna record the rest of the podcast like this. Can't see me. I'm out here. I'm almost 35. It's right here. Right in the face.
There's
Right here. Just like this. Huh? Go on. Keep talking about aliens. I'm out here. Okay. I tried. I really did. I tried. I tried super hard.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So.
I just.
Yeah. I don't get it. To whether you are religious or not, to believe that all of the intelligent life that exists in an infinite universe exists only on our planet.
On one small planet, too. We're not even a big boy in relation to the rest of the universe.
We are a tiny fucking planet. Like, tiny fucking planet.
You see his face? This is a confused face.
Like,
I don't get it. Like, I try to understand other people's points of views.
mm-hmm.
I really do.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the one that just has always baffled me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember asking my mom about this when I was like 5.
Mm-hmm.
Like, trying to figure out, because how did we...
Now, whether or not you believe that they've ever come to Earth is a completely different matter. Like, there are a wide variety of theories on that.
They dipped out on you on Air Force pilots.
Videos.
Like, that was a cold game. The alien made it seem like they were about to catch up, and he was like, "Oh,"
and then he's like, "Oh yeah."
Did it?
It really was, because you heard the guys like cheer that he actually caught it on the camera, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, hey dude, what's up, dude?"
He had paddle shifters.
He hit the fucking gas.
It's like somebody racing a car on the freeway, and you think you have a shot, and then you hear it switch into another gear. He was like, "Oh, for real?" Click, click. No, I thought I had him. Oh my god. Oh, that video is hilarious, because the pilot was so confused. The pilot was like, "I don't know what the hell just happened." Oh
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay, so now with that being said, do you want to meet aliens?
I don't know.
Okay.
And it's probably going to stay that way until I do.
I respect that. I respect that opinion, because there are times where I go in between two, because there are times where I want to meet a smarter life form just to kind of put humans in their place.
Well, that's what I was saying with the different theories, because like there are theories of them being way more advanced than us. Because intelligent life just means life that is able to think. It's not like microbial, like what they found on Venus. Because there's theories that they're like super advanced, which is where you get all the people thinking that aliens have come to the planet.
Right.
And they have like all of this super advanced equipment and, you know, interstellar travel and warp speed and shit.
All the stuff that I want.
Yeah.
I respect it.
Oh,
I want it so bad. I just want to go see other stuff, man.
But then there's the theory that they're only as advanced as we are.
Thus is why we haven't met them yet, because they haven't figured out interstellar travel.
Exactly.
That makes sense. I would lean more towards that theory.
Yeah. That's, in a nutshell, did a video about that. I think it might have been one of Phil's things. Like his, like, Today in Awesomes.
Oh, okay.
Like a while ago, though. It basically why it's unlikely we will ever meet aliens. Kind of. It basically went over the theory of either we're past the point of like we've already exceeded technological whatever, or we haven't got there yet. And if we haven't gotten there yet, then that means because of how the universe was created, that any other intelligent life that evolved since the beginning of the universe would only be as evolved as us.
Mm.
So it wouldn't be possible for them to travel to other galaxies.
Got you.
Sorry, I know that was check it out. I can't remember what it's called, but just watch all of Kritzazats, or however you say it in a nutshell. They're pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Lucas actually introduced me. I know that Phil's been talking about them for a while, but it never really clicked. And then Lucas started watching them, which I'm so proud that our 16-year-old has like found on his own educational YouTube videos and finds them interesting and shares them with us.
Meanwhile, I'm over here sending him Backstreet Boy tweets.
You know what's funny is you showed me that. Lucas had sent me a Ruby version of that once.
Nice. Oh, that was great. That's the laugh.
My fire, the one.
Number 3.
Desire.
Number 4, take it home.
When I say
I want it that way.
we're demonetized.
Oh my god. Anyway, last topic. And this is in relation to what we were discussing earlier, and I figured it was a fitting topic with this being my birthday week. Really, I've been hearing a lot of conversations from a lot of different people about fully realizing your potential and what that means to you.
I just realized we have a doggy behind us.
We do. And now she's going to lay back down because she just wanted to come say hi. She did. She let me rub on her, and then she
went right back to her pile.
Yep. Realizing what your full potential is and how you then share that with those around you. So, final topic is, what do we think our fully realized forms are going to look like? And then how do we share how we got there with our kids? So, judging by your face, I'm probably going to start.
I have been racking my brain, but you know how I am. I don't think about necessarily where I want to go with something. I just know that I want to do it, and then I do it.
But see, you're right. You've always been like that, and it's one of the things I appreciate.
Jazz you nuts.
And drives me insane. It does both things, because I love having a plan. I love being able to plan things out for a while and then kind of figure out where everything fits from there.
Which there are certain things that I do the same thing. I will plan with you, and we can figure out exactly how we're going to do it and all of that. Like when we first started this, I was able to help with the macro planning, you know, but it's the micro planning, the little things, like I can't come up with topics. You know, I can, if you give me something to jump off of, I am able to kind of brainstorm ideas and stuff like that, like how we were talking about with the gaming and stuff like that, and how you came up with that, and that was really super cool. And then me and Christopher kind of like, well, why don't we integrate that then into the book club. We can talk about the book club while we play and stuff, you know, that kind of thing. But when it comes to down the road, like planning for like a 5 to 10 year plan for where I want this to go, or what I see myself and us and the whole team doing, and how this grows, that I can't envision.
Do you think because you weren't around, and I guess this is where the part where I had with the kids, do you think because you weren't around it, it's harder for you to think that way? Or do you think it's just not part of who you are?
I just don't think it's part of who I am.
Okay. Because with me, I had a very live in the moment mother, but a very large thinking father. You know what I mean? My dad, started his own clothing company. He would go and do things. I mean, even if it didn't work, he still would try. You know what I mean? Like he was out there doing what he could to follow his passions and dreams, and it didn't work out the way that he wanted it to. But to be able to live in a household with both, I think was a help and a hindrance. Because the help part was, you're not hindering our children. Stop it.
Because that's exactly, you just described us.
Yeah. But it's the hindrance part more so came from the fact that though he went after that stuff, I didn't get a chance to see it. The best thing we're doing for our kids right now is we're letting them see all of it. Like, to me, I think that's the best part. They see the work that goes in.
I asked them not to watch the shows.
Yeah, but they see the work that goes in behind it. They know.
Like, they see when we get the new setup and we explain to them why we needed a second Yeti.
And Lucas has been in here with me while I was editing. He's got a chance to see what DaVinci and OBS look like and why we do what we do. And he started growing interest in it for his own needs, which is super cool.
I told him he needs to contact the VChat, or not VChat, the VTubers, and see if he can't do that, because I think he would have fun with VChat. Or I keep calling it VChat. VTube. I swear I'm not as old as I sound.
At least you know what VTube is. There's the people that YouTube thing. Nani. But so in that regard, I don't believe we're holding our children back at all. We, if anything, in our household, I think we're very good about fostering creativity and not limiting them to what they want to do. You know what I mean? If anything, I think we're really good at that. Like, you want to do that? Cool. Let's figure out how you do it.
But you got to do it.
Yeah, but you got to put the work in. I'm not going to do it all for you. You tell me what you want to do. I will help you get there as much as I can. But it's going to be you to finish it out.
The side of my hair just keeps wanting to fold under like a freaking... Like, I keep trying to just pull it over, but then it, like, falls, and then it ends up, like, folded under, and it looks weird.
You're killing me for an edit later on, you know that, right?
Why? Leave it in.
That's just... I don't know what we were talking about, how I want us to stay within an hour. I can't leave stuff like that in.
We're only been including both of our breaks, only been recording for 59 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Okay, then I can't leave that. Hey.
So, there.
Yeah. But yeah, like I was saying, there's, but then you have me on the flip side of it where I have this whole idea for, we have some thoughts and just what I want my individual mission statement to be, what I hope our potential company's mission statement to be. And I feel like sometimes, not to get too couchy, that I feel like me being this way frustrates you because it doesn't vibe with who you are as a person.
No, never feel that way. I am so grateful that you're this way. Because if we didn't have that balance, this wouldn't work. Like,
Yeah.
we wouldn't be able to do this.
Yeah.
Because if we were both in the moment, like, like just right now,
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of how else to say it, even though we just fucking said it. This wouldn't work because we wouldn't be able to stick to any sort of schedule.
Yeah.
We wouldn't. It would take a very long time for us to come up with any new content or any new ideas or anything like that. You know?
Yeah.
We would just be sitting here talking about random shit every single time, and we would never take off because we wouldn't have any fucking content. Like, we wouldn't have topics to talk about.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't.
Or we'd end up being one of those cut and paste podcasts.
Which I don't want that.
Yeah.
Like, the cool thing about what we do, to me anyway, is that our viewpoints are unique and different and cause, you know, it's not always going to be consistent.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
you guys are just going to have to deal with that. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
kids, man.
Kids, and then ADHD runs in my family, and I haven't been diagnosed, but one of my kids has it. My mom had it, and my brother has it. So, I mean,
it is what it is.
It's very potential.
This is the way you said very potential. It is what it is.
It is what it is, okay? We're all over the fucking place. You can't always have knocking it out of the parks.
But no, not only that, I think it adds an honest quality to who we are and what this and that's why the cliche is to say, like, oh, we're not just you guys aren't just subscribers, we're a family. No, I plan on really turning this into a family atmosphere because it takes a village.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, to me, what I want us to become is a sounding board.
Yeah.
To be able to come in and say, you know what, I feel this way sometimes. And it's okay.
And be able to be honest about it. Like, yeah. God knows eventually when we're more comfortable with it, there's going to be content about certain uncomfortable aspects of our mental health.
Yeah. Just our lives. But again, it's because when I looked around, the one thing I didn't see was the ability to go into a place, even if it was a YouTube video, for an hour and a half and feel like home. Because everybody's performing, and everybody has their shtick or their niche, and this is me. This is hello, you know.
Yeah,
bam.
Everybody has a character.
Yeah, and what
I don't want to be a character.
I don't either. And I don't, honestly, in the world we live in right now, I don't think we need one. I think the best part about doing this with you is I get to talk to my best friend for an hour to an hour and 15, God willing. Sorry for the hour and a half last week. In an environment where we can invite people in and feel calm and relaxed and have opinions, even if they're not ours. Like, even if you guys are in the comments and you start saying things that don't necessarily vibe with me and Amanda say, as long as it's respectful,
yeah,
we're in.
As long as you're not going troll crazy.
Yeah, because if you go troll crazy, I'm blocking you.
Oh, absolutely. We have no qualms.
I have blocked many a Twitter follower.
No qualms.
It's not even really hard.
Yeah.
I have 85 followers on Twitter, and that's only because I've kicked out about 87 people. Like, I'm not
no
for
qualms. If you want to be toxic, you will get blocked.
Yeah. Because
simple as that. We have tried way too hard to keep toxicity out of our lives.
And everybody says that, oh, when you get into this business, it's just part of it. It don't have to be.
No.
Just watch.
Absolutely.
Let us be the example that it don't gotta be.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll be damned, I'll turn this into what we're making into a everyday 9-to-5 job, and like us working 40 hours a week and be completely cool.
Yep.
I don't have to drive anything fancy as long as my kids are straight and my wife eats. I don't really care after that.
Are you calling me fat?
No, I'm just saying, making sure that
Saying that I gotta eat a lot of food?
No, I'm just saying to make sure that I dislike you so much. I dislike you so much.
I'm trying not to eat as much.
Oh my dear sweet baby Jesus, has that nothing to do about how much you eat? I eat more than you. Like 3 to 4. Do you see this? Look, I would raise my shirt up right now if I didn't want us to get kicked out of YouTube.
NSFW.
Exactly. Like, they're putting porn up on YouTube now? Look at his boobs. I would do that right now just to prove to you that that's ridiculous. And on that note,
we love you very much.
Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it.
Don't forget about the Patreon that we were talking about earlier. And don't forget to check out all of our social medias and follow us and share this video and like it. And subscribe.
We also have the audios are up now.
Follow.
The audios are now up on Apple, on pretty much everywhere you can get podcasts.
Breaker, Spotify,
Google Play.
We're
out here.
Apple.
Yeah, we're out here. So.
Anchor.
Yeah, I don't know who really listens to Anchor, but we got it.
But we got it. I mean,
it's there.
They're our RSS.
Yeah.
Host, so.
And not only that, Anchor's actually, shout out to Anchor too. Anchor is super easy to use.
Really freaking easy.
Like, I wasn't expecting it to be as easy as it was, but it was really easy to use.
Like, I mean, on the audio version, as long as you turn on the
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
The ads on them, you'll already hear me talk about how super fucking easy it is, even though it was very, very nervous doing it since it was just me. But yeah, you'll already hear me talking about that if you listen to the audio version. But in case they ever want to, like, have us just them be an actual sponsor of our entire show, they really are fucking easy.
Yeah, it was really simple to set it up. Like,
without them being a sponsor to this particular show, whatever you're watching us on, they're really fucking easy.
So, shout out to them.
Yes.
But yeah, thank you guys so much. We love you. Appreciate you. We will see you next week, God willing, and a creek don't rise. Have a good night, guys.
Love you. Bye.
Thank you for watching, guys.